Now we will share the math activity. For this, you will need 2 golden colored pages, as well as 2 dice, a pencil and paper for computation, and 2 different items that could be used for counters. We're using Goldfish and Cheez-Its for this activity, but you can use things like cereal or dry beans or anything that you have that you can place on your board. The first game we want to show you is called Tic-Tac-Toe. If you are familiar with the traditional game, this math will allow those same rules. On your turn, roll the first die and write the factor for that number that you rolled on your paper. 274. Then roll the second die and write that factor on your paper. 415. Multiply the 2 factors and find the product. Find your product below, or your answer, on any of the squares and cover it with your counter. Take turns until one player covers a line of 3 boxes on any game board with his or her own counters. Parents, feel free to use calculator to check your child's answer. You can also use the calculator to find your answer and then ask your child to work out your problem to check if you are right. Your child is acting like the calculator. You will continue rolling the dice back and forth and multiplying the numbers, covering the squares until someone has 3 in a row.
3 in a row. I win!
Yay! The next game we will show you how to play squares. You will need 2 dice again and either 2 different colors of crayons, pencils, or markers. Or you can put your game in a sleeve protector or in a Ziploc bag and then use a dry erase marker to write on it. In this game, you and your child will be dividing decimals by decimals. Parents, once again, feel free to use a calculator for your turns and have your child check your answer using pencil and paper. On your turn, you're going to roll the first die. Write the dividend on your scratch paper. Now remember, the dividend is the number that goes inside the house. And she rolled a 12 and 96 hundredths, so that's the number that is in the house. Okay, now on your second roll, now write the divisor, which is 2 and 7/10, and that number goes outside the house. Once you figure out the quotient, you will find that quotient on the squares below and draw one line connecting any 2 dots surrounding that square. Keep rolling the dice and taking turns finding quotients. When your line is the last to form a box around the square, capture the box by coloring it in and claiming it. And you go back and forth. When all squares have been colored, count to see who has the most squares colored in, and that person is the winner. We hope you've enjoyed playing our math games with your child.
Have a good summer.